Children, let us continue the bridge course. Now let us discuss about the parallel lines. So you know what are parallel lines? The lines drawn on sheet of paper do not meet. However, for produced, we call them to be parallel lines. The lines in a plane which do not meet even if they produced on both the sides infinitely. Here see the lines AB and CD, they are parallel lines because they do not meet even if they produced on both the sides infinitely. So you can write the lines AB is parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD. And here the line XY is called the transversal. Why it is called transversal? So what is transversal? A line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points is called transversal. Transversal is a line which intersect two or more lines at distinct points. Here XY is a transversal, intersect AB at P and CD at Q. So XY is a transversal. When transversal intersects two lines, we can see there are 8 angles which forms at the point of intersection. Here at P there are 4 angles, at Q also there are 4 angles. Totally 8 angles are formed when a transversal intersect two lines. And here there are some different pairs of angles. That angles which are inside the lines, they are called interior angles. Here angle 4, angle 3, angle 6, angle 5. Angle 3, 4, 5, 6 are inside the lines, so they are called interior angles. And angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, angle 8 are outside, so they are called exterior angles. Here 4 angles are interior angles and 4 angles are exterior angles. Angle 1, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6 are interior angle, and angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, angle 8, these are exterior angle. And also there are different pairs of angles, pairs of corresponding angles, pairs of alternate interior angles, pairs of alternate exterior angles, and pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. See here. Here angle 1 and angle 5, and angle 2 and angle 6, and angle 4 and angle 8, angle 3 and angle 7. These are the 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Here angle 1 and angle 5, one pair, and next second pair angle 2 and angle 6, and third pair angle 4 and angle 8, and next fourth pair is angle 3 and angle 7. These are the 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Angle 1, angle 5, one pair, angle 2, angle 6, one pair, angle 4, angle 8, one pair, and angle 3, angle 7, one pair. Here the 4 pairs of corresponding angles are there. When a transversal intersect two lines, 4 pairs of corresponding angles forms here. Next about the alternate angles. Here let us see the pairs of alternate angles and also pairs of alternate interior angles and pairs of alternate exterior angles. Here angle 4 and angle 6. Angle 4 and angle 6, this is the pair of alternate interior angles. Similarly angle 3 and angle 6 is also pair of alternate interior angles. And also angle 1 and angle 7 and angle 2 and angle 8, these are the 2 pairs of alternate exterior angles. So here pairs of alternate interior angles are angle 3 and angle 5, angle 3 and angle 5, one pair, and the second pair is angle 4 and angle 6. Angle 4 and angle 6. This is one pair and this is second pair. Two pairs of alternate interior angles are there. Next, pairs of alternate exterior angles. Here angle 1 and angle 7. It is one pair of angle 1 and angle 7 is one pair of alternate exterior angle. And also angle 2 and angle 8. Angle 2 and angle 8. This is the second pair of alternate exterior angles. Next, about the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Here, this angle 3 and angle 6 are on the same side of the transversal and they are the interior angles. So, they are called the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. This is one pair, angle 3 and angle 6, and another pair is angle 4 and angle 5. This is the second pair of angles which are interior angles on the same side of the transversal. This is about the interior angles, exterior angles, corresponding angles, alternate angles. Now, if the lines are parallel, then the pairs of corresponding angles, pairs of alternate angles are having special property. When a transversal intersect two parallel lines, you know that the pairs of corresponding angles are equal, pairs of alternate interior angles are equal, pairs of alternate exterior angles are equal. Means angle 1 and angle 5 are equal, angle 2 and angle 6 are equal, angle 4 and angle 8 are equals, angle 3 and angle 7 are equals. Here, pairs of corresponding angles are equal. Similarly, pairs of alternate interior angles are equal, pairs of alternate exterior angles also equal. That is, angle 3 and angle 5 are equal, angle 4 and angle 6 are equal, angle 1 and angle 7 are equal, angle 2 and angle 8 are equal. This is about the nature of the corresponding angles and alternate angles made by the transversal of parallel lines. And also you know that pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. For example, here 3 and 6 are the angles on the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. They are supplementary, means their sum is 180 degree. That is angle 3 plus angle 3 plus angle 6 is equals to 180 degree. Angle 3 plus angle 6 is equals to 180 degree, and on this side angle 4 and angle 5 is equals to angle 4 plus angle 5 is equals to angle 4 plus angle 5 is equals to 180 degree. Pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal, they are supplementary, means their sum is 180 degree. They are supplementary, means their sum is 180 degree. See this figure. Here AB is parallel to CD and XY is a transversal intersect AB at L and CD at M. And here one angle given, that is angle BLX is equals to 60 degree. By using the properties of pairs of alternate angles, pairs of corresponding angles, and also by using the properties of vertically opposite angles, let us find out the remaining angles. Here you know that this is which angle is 60 degree, angle BLX is equals to 60 degree, and if you use the property of vertically opposite angles, means the vertically opposite angle ALM, angle ALM is equals to angle BLX, because they are vertically opposite angles. Therefore, angle ALM is equals to 60 degree. And also you know that here this angle, which angle it is? Angle LMD. Angle LMD. Angle LMD. Angle LMD is also equals to angle BLX, and also it is equals to the alternate angle ALM. Here angle LMD is the alternate angle of the angle ALM, or it is the corresponding angle of angle BLX. So you can take either this is equals to angle ALM, that is alternate angle, or it is equals to angle BLX, that is corresponding angle. You can write any angle. Here you can write angle CA. This is corresponding angle. Angle ALMD is equals to angle BLX because these two are corresponding angle. Therefore, angle LMD is equals to 60 degree. You got? This is 60 degree. Next, again you write this angle. So, here to get this angle, these two angles, angle BLX and angle BLM, there is a linear pair. So, you can write angle BLM is equals to 180 minus angle BLX, that is linear pair here. The sum of these two angle is equals to 180 degree and they are adjacent angle. They are adjacent angle. Therefore, angle BLM is equals to 180 minus 60 degree, that is equals to 120 degree. Here you got this is 120 degree. This is 120 means this is also 120 because they are alternate angles. Therefore, you can write angle CML is equals to angle BLM. Angle CML is equals to angle BLM. That is, the reason is here they are alternate angle. Therefore, angle CML is equals to 120 degree. So, it is 120 degree. Now, here this angle, this is the vertically opposite angle of the 120 degree. So, it is also 120 degree. And this angle is the vertically opposite angle of the angle 60 degree. Therefore, this is also 60 degree. So, you write angle ALX. Angle ALX is equals to angle BLM. You can write vertically opposite angle. Therefore, angle ALX is equals to 120 degree. So, it is 120 degree. Next, here this is 60 degree. Which angle? CMY or YMC. Angle CMY is the vertically opposite angle for 60 degree, this 60 degree, or you can also, it is equals to corresponding angles also. Therefore, you can write, if you want to take corresponding angles, you write angle CMY is equals to angle ALM. Angle ALM, that is corresponding angle. So, it is, therefore, angle CMY is equals to ALM is here. ALM is 60 degree. Therefore, it is also 60 degree. So, it is 60 degree CMY. And this is 120 degree. You can make it equals to this corresponding angle, or this is equals to vertically opposite angles. So, this angle DMY is equals to, if you want to take corresponding angle, you can write this is equals to BLM. BLM corresponding angle. Therefore, angle DMY is equals to that is 120 degree. In this way, we will get all the remaining angles. Now, let us discuss about the triangle. What is triangle? Triangle is a closed figure bounded by three intersecting lines. See here ABC is a triangle. There are three intersecting lines AB, BC and CA. And here ABC is a triangle that is formed by three intersecting lines. And you also know the types of triangles. There the different types of triangles are equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene triangle, acute angle triangle, right angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle. And here the first three types are based on the measurement of their sides. And next three types are based on the measurement of the angles. And on the base of the sides, they are equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. Equilateral triangle means the triangle in which all the three sides are equal. Isosceles triangle means the triangle in which any two sides are equal. Scalene triangle means the triangle in which all the three sides are unequal. No two sides are equal. See here ABC is an equilateral triangle. Here AB is equals to BC is equals to AC. All the three sides are equal, so it is equilateral triangle. And triangle, this PQR is isosceles triangle. Here two sides PQ is equals to PR. Therefore, it is an isosceles triangle. Triangle LMN is a scalene triangle because here all the three sides are of different measurement. That is, LM is not equals to MN, not equals to LN. Three sides are of different measurement, so it is scalene triangle. Next, acute angle triangle. The triangle in which all the angles are acute angle. You know that acute angle means it is less than 90 degree. So, the triangle in which all the three angles are less than 90 degree means all the three angles are acute angles, then it is called acute angle triangle. See here, angle L is 70 degree, that is less than 90. Angle M is 60 degree, that is less than 90. Angle N is also 50 degree, that is less than 90 degree. So here, therefore LMN is an acute angle triangle. Next, right angle triangle. Triangle in which one angle is right angle is called right angle triangle, and in the triangle XYZ, angle Y is 90 degree angle. So it is right angled triangle. Right angle means it is equals to 90 degree. One angle is right angle here and the remaining two angles are acute angles. And this triangle is called right angle triangle. And also you know that in the right angle triangle, side opposite to the right angle is called hypotenuse. And the other two sides are called legs of the right angle triangle. Next, the last one is obtuse angled triangle. Triangle in which any one angle is obtuse angle, that is more than 90 degree, is called obtuse angle triangle. The triangle in which any one angle is obtuse angle. The triangle in which any one angle is more than 90 degree is called obtuse angle triangle. Here angle DEF is 120 degree, that is more than 90. Therefore, triangle DEF is obtuse angle triangle. Triangle DEF is obtuse angle triangle. And also you know that sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree. And you know that in an equilateral triangle, measurement of each angle is 60 degree. Measurement of each angle is 60 degree because you know that in an equilateral triangle all the three sides are equal and also all the three angles are equal. Therefore, if you divide 180 into 3 equal parts, it becomes 60 degree. 180 by 3, that is 60 degree. So, in equilateral triangle all the three sides are equal and also all the three angles are equals to 60 degree. Now about the perimeter and area. First you take square. You know that in square all the four sides are of equal measurement. So if you take A is the length of each side, then its perimeter becomes, perimeter is equals to sum of all the sides, that is A plus A plus A plus A. So perimeter of square is equals to 4A, where A is the length of each side. And area of the square. Area of the square is equals to, that is side into side, that is A square. Area of the square is equals to A square, that is A is the length of the side. So A is equals to side into side, that is square of the side. Next, rectangle. In rectangle, length and breadth are taken for the perimeter and the area. Now you know that perimeter of the rectangle is equals to, you know that L plus B plus L plus B, that is 2L plus 2B. So if you take 2 outside, 2 into L plus B, that is the perimeter of the rectangle. And area of the rectangle is equals to length into breadth. Length into breadth, A is equals to L into B. Now about the parallelogram. Here parallelogram is having base Let us take B is the base of the parallelogram and EM is the height of the parallelogram. Then area of parallelogram is equals to base into height. Area of the parallelogram is equals to base into height. And next about the perimeter. Perimeter of the parallelogram is nothing but that is equals to 2A plus 2B. So it becomes is equals to, perimeter is equals to 2 into A plus B. Here A and B are the adjacent sides. Next, area of the triangle. You know that diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So if you take the parallelogram and you draw the diagonal, and here you will get two triangles which are having equal area. Congruent triangles are having equal area. So the diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Therefore, here you know the area of the parallelogram, that is B into H, and area of the triangle is equals to half into area of parallelogram. Half into area of parallelogram, that is equals to half into B into H. Half into B into H. So if you take the triangle, so what is the formula to find the area of the triangle? That is half into B into H. Half into B into H. Now the circle, and the area of the circle and perimeter of the circle. If you take the rough figure of the circle, and it is a center and it is a radius, and area of the circle is equals to pi r square. That you know, area of the circle is equals to pi r square, and perimeter of the circle is equals to 2 pi r. 2 pi r. These are about the perimeter and area of some plane figures. Perimeter and area of some plane figures.